Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and welcome to Hypixel SkyBlock, and today I am back for another tutorial, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a lot of coins, and some of these methods are more difficult than others to achieve, and they all make a lot of money, and they're in no particular order. You can make any of them pretty easily, I would say. Pretty minimal effort. Well, except for one of them, but we'll get to that later. Well, anyways, let's get right into it. And I'm going to preface this that the game is still in prototype, which means a lot of things might change. There might be some balancing changes. For example, that guy over there. But for right now, as of the recording of this video, these are my top ways to make money in this game, so let's get started. So the most OG thing on the island is definitely this. This is the famous Cobblestone Generator that has been around ever since SkyBlock started. The way it works is you get a stonk, you run around in this platform here. I'm going to crouch just so you guys can see it a little bit better. So as you can see, you go forward. There's lava over here. It hits the water, produces cobblestone. You run in a straight line. These are actually haste blocks. Those are optional. You don't really need them, but it will make you slightly more efficient. And by the time you make it to the end, it teleports you back. Now, there is a big disclaimer with this. You cannot AFK this with an auto click or even holding down the mouse, or you will get banned. So, to use this effectively and safely, you need to be there. Also, it helps to have a haste beacon and a speed beacon, which is exactly what we have here. As you can see, speed 2, haste 2. And it's pretty dependent on the stonk. Of course, it's an efficiency 6 golden axe. You can sit here and do this as much as you want. And in order to get mining level, you have to kind of jitter your mouse like this. But yeah, you have to kind of do this with your mouse to get the mining XP, which is also very valuable. But of course, the reason why this makes a lot of coin is because once you have enough cobblestone, you can then craft it into a super compactor. Of course, you're going to want a redstone minion to be working on the side to make you that enchanted redstone block. But the annoying part is definitely the cobblestone. Once you get a super compactor, sell it on the auction house, you'll probably make like 400,000 from like an hour's worth of cobblestone. So 400,000 an hour, not bad. The downside, you have to be there the whole time. It is kind of annoying, but yeah, that's the first method of making money. So this is the second method of making money. It is a massive pumpkin farm. So the reason why I actually use pumpkin on the island is because our goal is actually not to make money. It's to get experience with our farming level. But as you can see, this is a fast way to get pumpkins. Now, I would be even faster if I had a young set on, and I would make more money if I had a silk touch axe and we were using melons. Anyways, hold on. Let me swap out my armor set so you can see the full potential of this. Alright, now that I have my young dragon set on, I also have a whole bunch of speed talismans, as you can see in my accessory bag. A bunch of these give 1% speed, and that gives me a total of about 146% speed. But the second I walk over here within the range of the speed 2 beacons, I will have about 216% speed. So this is a really effective way to make money. Of course, if you want maximum money, you should go for melons with silk touch on your axe. This is just an efficiency 5 golden axe. You don't even need a haste beacon. And for those of you wondering, you get beacons from crafting a saving grace and then using it in place of a regular nether star. And that is how you get beacons. And as you can see, this is extremely effective. In my testing, this particular farm with pumpkins makes about 80,000 coins per 15 minutes, which is about how long it takes to do one harvest. And if you do melon, then you can make about 120,000 in 15 minutes. So it's a very effective way to make money quick and get a whole bunch of farming XP while you're at it. So just from that, as you can see, I only got about 3 rows out of this massive farm, which has like, well, looks like 100 rows on it. So let's quickly, so the reason why this makes money for those of you that don't understand, instead of the auction house, this time we just sell directly to NPCs. So if we go over here, Then we go to any of the merchants. We can sell these. As you can see right there, I got about 6,000 coins, and that was from literally like a minute. So, yeah, pretty dang good at making money. Next up on the list is Minion Spamming. Most specifically, right now we're doing magma cubes. Now, this is an effective strategy because right now magma cubes are very big in the meta. They generate a whole lot of drops, and those drops are very valuable. This is the most vulnerable of all the money-making strategies in terms of how effective they will be in the long term, because this is going to get nerfed, specifically magma cubes. But I think this concept in general can be extended to any type of mob. So once magma cubes are no longer the best way to make money, I would imagine it would probably be sheep. Spamming a bunch of minions that spawn mobs is the way to go. Now, if you're going to be switching away from magma cubes, you should have, instead of a pit full of water, that you'd have water going into cactus with hoppers just surrounding the cactus. That way you can kill any mob and the hopper will pick up the drops. So I think what's going to happen after Magma Cream gets nerfed, we're going to switch this to probably a sheep farm, because that's pretty good in the meta right now in terms of price. At the NPCs, it works exactly the same as the pumpkins, except this one you can AFK. So there's an AFK pool here. I did hear on the forums that admins don't really want people AFKing. It's technically not against the rules, but it's something they don't want to happen. So they might be nerfing all of these type of AFKable farms in the future to, you know, promote people using just regular minions. But yeah, I would highly recommend, for right now at least. And another thing, all of these minions, we have 18 slots on our island, so all 18 slots are taken up. They all have super compactors, they all have enchanted lava buckets, so even if we do log off, they will still collect resources for you. But yeah, that is the third way to make money, is basically just to spam minions that spawn mobs and grind them while AFK. Also, fall damage is a pretty viable strategy, but not for magma cubes because they don't take fall damage, but all other mobs. The fourth best way to make money is to grind for summoning eyes. So as you can see, I'm just running around in the end, killing anything that gets near me. Of course, there is a big asterisk next to this one, and it's that you need to one-shot everything. Now, this is going to be pretty difficult to do if you don't have something better than an aspect of the end, but if you are able to one-shot the mobs on crit, then it is a very effective strat for getting money. As you can see, I already have 1,000 coins, and I literally just got here. So not only do you get a lot of money from killing the mobs, but the ender pearls and the obsidian are worth a lot of coins. As soon as my inventory fills up, I will be able to compress them into enchanted ender pearls and enchanted obsidian and sell them at an NPC, and that will make a big wad of cash. Every time I go over here, by the time I've gotten a summoning eye, I usually have about 100k. One suggestion, a couple suggestions. If you want to one-shot mobs in the end, you're probably going to want to start talisman spamming. You're probably going to want at least an aspect of the end, at least ender armor. So there is, I would recommend starting out with the farm first before going to this one. If you have something like that big pumpkin farm, a couple harvests of that will give you ender armor. Another one or two harvests will get you an aspect of the end, and then each harvest you do will get you a couple talismans. So I mean, a couple days of grinding the farm will get you all the stuff required to one-shot mobs in the end, and it's a good strat if you want to make money consistently, because of course with the farm you have to wait. And of course, if you were to use the Cobblestone Generator and sell super compactors in the AH, then like selling one of those will get you a full ender set probably. Another one will probably get you your sword and a big pile of talismans. But yeah, and if you're going to do the talisman spam thing, make sure to put them all on either godly, zealous, or itchy. It depends on what you're going for. If you don't have a very high crit chance, you should go for godly. If you already have a high crit chance, you should go for itchy. And of course, godly and zealous are very close, so you can use them kind of interchangeably. And as you can see, just from talking, I've made about 4,400 coins. Now I can go like this. craft these together. I can go back to the hub over here and sell these at the NPC. Boop, 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 boop. And that's about 7,000 coins. Not bad. Oh, and also when you get ender armor pieces that are like extra and you don't need them, selling them in the auction house will get you a lot of money. If you want to sell summoning eyes, they go for a lot, about as much as a super compactor. Although, if you are planning on fighting dragons, I would recommend you keep them. But hey, if you know you have no chance in a dragon fight, like if everyone's just going to steal all of your damage and you only get frags, it might be a good idea, at least in the start, to sell your summoning eyes, unless you really plan on doing dragons in the future. But, yeah, I would just say maybe if you're trying to get set up, you at least need to have, like, you know, a godly ender set. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. Make sure your ender set is godly. No other reforge. Definitely do godly. And that goes for basically any armor, especially dragon armor, should be ungodly. But yeah, so a lot of auction house stuff with the end. So the last method of making money is if we head over here. This is actually a decommissioned farm. We don't have it in action right now because we're using all our minions over there. But this is a great way to make money passively. Again, it's another AFK farm concept. This is an old AFK pool. As I said, this whole area has kind of just been abandoned. But the way this one works is you have a farming crystal or any other crystal. This one spawns nether warts. You can have another one spawning wheat. And if you go up here, we have two of these. But this one has water in it, and this is a simple little cobblestone generator. The way this works is you put a cobblestone minion right here. He will break and replace this block, which will drop water down every couple seconds, and it will break whatever's beneath it. So for example, this block will break, water will flow down, it will break the nether wart, and underneath the soul sand we have hoppers that go into a chest here. If you want to be clever with this, you can actually split the water current once it falls down here, and then have it do multiple modules at the same time. So you can have like 5 or 6 of these if you wanted, because you can split the water multiple times. And then you can collect a whole bunch of this just from AFKing, and it will get you a pretty good amount of money in the NPCs. Well, anyway, guys, those are my 5 recommended ways to make money in Hypixel SkyBlock. Of course, each of them has upsides and downsides. I would recommend you start out with something like, actually something like this would probably be the easiest one to do. It's got the least amount of setup. You just put a minion up there and a little cobble generator, and then you have one of these crystals down below with, for example, a wheat crystal. It'll start generating money for you AFK right away. Once you've done that, then you can move on to something like the pumpkin farm underneath, I would say, over here. And then once you use that to get enough money for a stonk, then you upgrade from that to one of the cobblestone generators, like this one. Then you sell super compactors in the auction house, and finally get enough money and minions to make one of these. And yeah, and of course the meta is going to change. Pay attention to how much everything sells for in the auction house. Pay attention to what people are saying on the forums. At the moment of recording, magma cubes are in, but that's probably going to change. As I said, the next thing in the meta is probably going to be sheep. So again, instead of just drowning them, maybe use cactus. And of course, the ender fighting and, you know, grinding for eyes in the end is a great way to make money while also progressing your combat level, which is super important, by the way. But yeah, so those are all the ways, I would say, in order. If you want to, you know, have the best experience making money in this game, that's what I would recommend. Well, anyways, leave a like down below if you guys enjoyed this video. I don't do a lot of tutorials in SkyBlock, but I figured this was one I had to make because we've gotten a lot of money. I mean, at the start of this Let's Play, we've taken a lot of donations from our chat. But as we progress, we've started to actually get more value out of our own farms, and that's because some of them are just so OP. I mean, how else can we spend 17 million to get a bait ring? Well, anyways, that's it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.